Hi, welcome. Look at this, I'm in a new location. I am recording today from my vacation. I am in Laramie, Wyoming, and they have a great yarn shop here called Cowgirl Yarns, and I will be talking about that as well as my works in progress. And before I do that, I want to give an introduction for those who haven't been here before. My name is Beth. I'm a knitter from the north suburbs of Chicago, and I am a paraprofessional. So this summer, now that I have some time to do more my own thing, I'm doing more knitting and I am uploading weekly on YouTube. That all ends next week. So we'll see where my recording goes from there. I do think I will continue recording, but probably not as often because I'm definitely not going to get as much done because I do work full time as a paraprofessional. So there's not much time to knit on the job. Anyway, keep watching. I've got a lot to show you, and I will probably be doing twirls in my works that I'm working on once I get home. Or not. Maybe I'll do them here. I don't know. Maybe I'll find different spots throughout the house so you can see how nice this house is. All right. Starting out with whips. So my first work in progress is Campside Cardi by Alicia Plummer. And I was able to get through a lot of this on the road on the way here. So I have most of the back done. This is the whole thing. It is a cardigan in DK weight yarn. The yarn I am using is Direful yarns, Direful DK, and the colorway is called Stormy. Everything's going along smoothly with this. Nothing to complain about. I do have a bit of a design feature in it, only because I didn't follow the charts the way I should, but that was just one extra back and forth in stockinette. I'm not even gonna notice it. I can't imagine anybody else would notice it when I'm wearing it. So it's a design feature. So Campside Cardi by Alicia Plummer. This is the one I started at the Frivolous and Frugal 3-Ply podcast meetup. And if you don't know about that, I suggest you take a look at last week's video. That would be episode 10. Next whip I have is Nomad Tea, and this is by Rachel Illsley of Unwind Knitwear. And this is a fingering weight sideways knit summer tea. And I am back in the groove on this thing. I'm looking at, when I see this on camera, it looks like there's this line right here. I think that may be where I pulled a little too tight on my floats. I haven't shown my floats for a while. I chose to do this, the color work in 3 separate colors instead of 2. And I am not an experienced color work knitter. So it looks a little haphazard to me. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. I'm working on the short rows to shape the shoulder on the left side, and after that I will be adding a mirror image sleeve cap like this, and then the bottom has some ribbing that I'll be knitting. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm very happy with it. I think it's looking good. It's very cropped though, but I may end up just adding more ribbing just to get it to a length that I like. We'll see how I like it when it's done. It is what it is. It was definitely a learning process working on this thing. So I learned that there's a reason that color work is usually only 2 colors, and someone who doesn't have much practice at it should probably not try for 3. Oh well. Oh well. Next time, right? Next time. My Christmas knit that I'm planning is Hinterland by Jennifer Steingast. That one is just 2 at a time. So that one should be easier, I hope. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, my next whip comes, if you've been with me for a while, you know exactly where it comes from. Rowan magazine, number 71. This is their summer magazine, and there are all kinds of summer knits in it, and they showcase their summer yarns. I am knitting Free by Vivi Ulrik, and it is a cardigan that is bottom up, and it has tons of texture. So I'll do the obligatory texture reveal, and I noticed this week, last night, so little story here. Last night, I couldn't sleep. I had been asleep. I woke up around midnight, and I get up, and my husband's still awake. So he says, "I'm coming to bed," and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm not worried about that or anything." So he comes to bed, and I'm laying there still wide awake, and he falls right to sleep. So I'm laying there, and I'm like, I'm still awake. I'm wide awake. I'm thinking about that cardigan. I know there's problems with it. I want to get the stupid thing done. So if you saw last week's episode, I talked about the problems I was having with it. It has nothing to do with the design. It's all about me. So in the middle of the night, I had finally decided I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at that sweater. I'm going to fix it. So I get it out. I took it and I folded it exactly in half so that I could see, that I could compare the left and right sides and see, you know, what they look like in comparison to each other, make sure that I'm laying them exactly flat and see what the difference in height is. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't think this is gonna match up. So finally I decided, okay, the only way I'm gonna get to the bottom of this is by doing something. So I decided I'm at the number of stitches that they say you're supposed to be at. I might as well just start doing the short rows, shape that shoulder, and see what happens. So I started, and about 4 rows in, I realize that within, I'm going to show you this. So within these diamond shapes here, there's this one thing that if I keep going in pattern, oh, I think it's this one. If I keep going in pattern, this thing's going to come back this way again. And it does not do that on this side, on the finished one. So I thought, that's it. That's where my problem is. I just need to decrease 1 more stitch, which brings it up higher because I have to go so many rows before I can decrease. And then I'll have that taller side which will match up with the completed side. So that was like a eureka moment for me. Another thing that happened while I was looking at this though, I missed a cable. I missed cabling one of the thing here. Here it is. So you can see right there, I missed cabling on one row, on just one section. So like there are 4 sections of that cable. I missed just one of those. And it is, you know, I am up here and it is way down here. And I'm thinking, I do not want to drop down that many rows to do it. No way. That's too much. And I remembered that Roxanne Richardson has a video of how to fix a misplaced, how do I want to say it? Of how to duplicate stitch to fix a cable that was either cabled the wrong direction or completely forgotten. So I went and I watched that video. Stay tuned. I'm gonna try to fix it. I will link that video below for you. So if you look in the description box below and click more, you will see it in there among all of my other show notes. So hopefully by next week when I post, I will be done with that and this side will be done and maybe even onto the sleeves, we'll see. So Free by Vivi Ulrik. Not a lot has happened, but a lot has happened up here. So hopefully progress will be made very soon. My last whip is a new whip, which I needed like a hole in the head, but I have it. So this is a pattern called Faded Frenzy. It is by Andrea Yetman for Biscotte Yarns. It's a summer tee, which I wasn't gonna do any more summer knits, but here I am doing another summer knit. But I haven't gotten much done because I just started it this week while I'm here on vacation. So this is kind of hard to tell because it's all rolled up, but it is the back of the t-shirt. So look at that beautiful colorway, how it's knitting up. This yarn is so pretty. I knew as soon as I walked into Cowgirl Yarns that I had to have some of it. There was a trunk show when I went to Cowgirl Yarns. Why am I having such a hard time saying that? This lovely lady was there. That is Allie Pate of Herd of Cats. And she had a trunk show with all of these road trip colorways, she called them. And the first colorway that I'm using for my fade is Optimist Park. It is this lovely turquoise, royal blue, white, fade, speckle wonderfulness. And when I was talking to her, she was telling me that she has a degree in, I think, fiber something. I don't think it was fiber arts. It was like in fibers or something. Sciences. Fiber sciences. Thank you, Mike. My husband is here coaching me. Fiber sciences. I didn't know you could get a degree in that. So that's really cool. And so she was talking about how she's got all of her process down to a science, and that, you know, she does everything that she can to not use too much water, and that the dye bath she has down to exact timing, and holds the yarn at a certain temperature, the yarn in the water at a certain temperature until all the dye soaks in, and continues with the same water without rinsing to speckle. So really interesting, really cool. I liked, you know, she told me all kinds of cool stuff about her yarn and lots of stuff that I don't understand about dyeing yarn. So, I mean, I thought it was great. I loved hearing it. I don't know that I could ever put it to practice for myself, but if I had to go back to school today, I think that's maybe a career path that I would consider. I'm not going back to school because it's too expensive. Anyway, I'd rather knit. My next colorway in this sequence is Bosque State Park. You can find Allie on Instagram as hook.my.loops, and she is also on Etsy, and her Etsy name is Road Trip Yarns. And the next one is Whittier, E24 Avenue, I guess East 24th Avenue, I don't know. And look at all these greens and turquoises. I like how the depth of the green is so noticeable there. And then the last color in my fade is called Windsor Emporia Street. And it's got the greens and blues as well as some purples in it. So I'm loving how this all is going to fade together. Let me go ahead and sort of line those up for you to see them on the screen all together in my fade plan. So it's going to go top to, let's get that label out of the way. Top to bottom. Oh, I can't wait to see this done. Ooh, it's so pretty. Anyway, next, no, not next whip, next new to me. So on Tuesday, our power went out. My husband was working from here, so internet went out. He was done for the day. And before he knew that it wasn't going to come back on for hours, I decided, well, since the power is out, the lighting's not so great here, I'm going to go check out the yarn shop. I didn't know that the power would be out there too, but it didn't seem to matter because there was a trunk show there. And the trunk show had Nerdy Fiberworks. Wait, Nerdy Sheep Fiberworks. And it is, oh, look at that. Okay, so this was her trunk show. This was from her trunk show. And she had a lot of cool things. You should check out her website. It's www.nerdysheepfiberworks.com. And this color is a natural color. It is wool and alpaca, 50-50. And she said that both the sheep and the alpaca were this same color. This looks like to me on screen, this looks like a richer brown than it actually is. It's a little more muted in person. It's a little less chocolate. I don't know. But it is so soft and squishy. She, I believe, sheared these animals herself. I could be wrong about that. She said she had it milled, I think. I'm not good at details, Emma. I just love the yarn. So my plan for this is to make a cabled all over sweater. I did find one on Ravelry that I liked. My problem with it is that it's pieced. It's got, you know, you knit the front flat, you knit the back flat, and then you knit, I think the sleeves are knit flat. I don't know. I didn't get that far in reading the pattern because I was too distracted by, I don't know if I want to knit the whole body flat. So I'm considering options. I will put a picture in here so that you can see the one that I was considering. I can't remember the name right now, but it will be there. So I'm very excited to do something with this. This will probably be become a whip soon. But first I want to get some other things off my needles. So that's all I have for today. School is starting next week. I will go ahead and publish next week because I know I've got hours and hours of knitting time on the road to hopefully either get something done or get a lot of progress in a whip. So hopefully I'll have more to show you. I'll be sitting in my usual spot showing my hopefully finished objects, and we'll see where we go from there. So have a great week. I hope you're all enjoying your knitting. I hope you're all enjoying the great weather. At least it's great weather for me. I hope it's great for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.